Hello everyone, welcome to the latest episode. This time we're diving into the enchanting world of Wilds of Eldraine, and the predecessor, Throne of Eldraine, was back then a blast and included many memorable cards that had huge impact on standard. While this set might not be as strong as the previous one, it features some cool creatures inspired by classic fairy tales. I have also created a food token deck reminiscent of the fairy tale Hansel and Gretel. And this deck is our Dimir Faerie Deck, which introduces 3 great dual-colored fairies. While these fairies are intriguing, we should focus on the true queen, its Talion Messenger. This very noble creature is fantastic because it helps us get rid of unnecessary cards, boosts our little fairies into menacing creatures, and allows us to adapt our strategy in the moment. Our fairies provide great flexibility, and we have a lot of cards that respond to various situations with removal, counter, and discard spells. So let's take a closer look at the creatures. The great thing about this deck is that it can be very effective early on, since we have some 1-mana creature spells. One of the standout creatures is the Sleep-Cursed Fairy. For just 1 mana you get a 3/3 creature with Ward 2. The only downside is that it comes with 3 stun counters, so we have to wait 3 turns, or we can also pay 2 mana to remove a stun counter. However, the main point is to always have some fairies on the battlefield because we benefit from the presence of them. Faerie Fencing is a great removal card. It gives the target creature -3/-3 for just 1 mana. As long as we control a fairy, if we need to get rid of a bigger threat like Shieldred, it costs us 3 mana in total. The same counts also for Eldraine, allows us to look at our opponent's hand and discard the card without exiling our own. Another key card here is the spell Stutter, a counter spell that forces the opponent to pay 2 mana plus an additional mana for each fairy that we control to deactivate it. Another excellent 1-mana creature is Fairy Dream Thief. Its primary purpose is to ensure we have a fairy on the battlefield early. Additionally, it can be easily sacrificed and exiled from the graveyard, allowing us to lose 1 life point and draw a card. For 2 mana we have several creatures including Obyra, Dreaming Duelist. This card is great for surprising the opponent when cast at the end of their turn. Whenever another fairy enters the battlefield under our control, each opponent loses 1 life. I particularly use this card for its flash ability when I cast Talion's Messenger on turn 3, allowing us to instantly attack with Obyra and activate the best ability in this fairy deck, drawing a card, discarding a card, and putting +1/+1 counter on a target fairy. If we already have enough lands, we can also discard those. Next, we have our Likeness Looter. This creature can be tapped to draw a card and discard one. For X mana, it can also be transformed into one of our creatures in the graveyard, making it possible to have even more Sleep-Cursed Fairies or Talion's Messenger. Baronaut is a reliable blocker with toughness 3, and if we control a fairy, it gains lifelink. For 3 mana we can also enhance its power. Then we have Picklock Prankster for 2 mana, and it's the only creature in our deck with an adventure ability. Its instant spell costs 2 mana and we can mill 4 cards, allowing us to bring 1 card back to our hand if it's a fairy, instant or sorcery spell. Then we have Talion's Messenger. Yes, Talion's Messenger is a great card that enhances all other fairies or itself. Though I usually boost other creatures to divert the attention away from it. Then we have also Talion, the Kindly Lord, for 4 mana. We choose a number between 1 and 10, and whenever an opponent casts a spell with a mana value, power or toughness equal to the chosen number, they lose 2 life points and we draw a card. This card can be incredibly effective, especially if we have cast Eldraine to see what the opponent has in their hand. However, choosing 2 is generally a good number to draw a lot of cards. Our last card is the Antics. If the match is getting out of control and the opponent has big creatures on the battlefield, we can cast this and enchant all of them and reduce all the creatures to 1/1 creatures. In some games you might see 1 copy of Rankel's Prank, but I can tell you that this card is pure garbage and very inefficient. I cut it out and put a 2nd copy of the Picklock Prankster, and after a few games you can see a big difference, especially since it's always frustrating when the shuffler gives you that one unwanted card. In total we have 24 lands, 10 islands, 12 swamps, 1 Crystal Grotto with Scry 1, and also we have 1 copy of Edgewall Inn, which we can sacrifice to bring back a creature card with adventure. And the only one that we have here with adventure is the Picklock Prankster. So I would say let's play some games.